My people, Olori Miriam's husband feels that Miriam is up to something, making request, and it is not just about making request. Whatsoever she's up to, she's causing a distraction by making this request so that Oni's attention will not be shifted out of the box and she would be able to execute whatsoever it is that she wants to execute. But right now, it is not a matter of whatsoever it is that she wants to execute or what she's planning. Whatsoever this man is saying, it everybody is tempted to believe because we know these women to a very considerable extent that they do whatsoever it is they want to do. That is how we know them. And as time progresses, as time goes on, as every single thing comes up day after day, we come to that edge of understanding that these women are more than capable of things that are causing destruction than development or good. So now, what point are we driving at? We're driving at the point where whatsoever this man has to say, it might be the crucial truth and it might not be the truth, simply because this woman, or let's say women, have developed this kind of personality over the years, that they have proven to people that this is who we are, like this is what we are capable of. So when they say something about them, it begins to be quite hard for someone to just wake up in a day and say that, no, it's a lie, this cannot be this particular person. Yes, it begins to be very, very hard for someone to even stand out there for them and say that no, it cannot be this particular person. So in essence, what are we saying? We are trying to say that um Miriam's husband lived with her for a good number of years before Miriam left to marry the Oni. And if this man have not spoken about Miriam in a very long time, then he came out some time back to say something about Miriam, and it was exactly what Miriam still did. Then it is safe to say that this man knows Miriam very, very well. And when he says something about Miriam, it is worth listening to. Yes, it is actually worth listening to. So now, this man is telling the Oni, the last time he told the Oni that if the Oni doesn't inquire about what Miriam wants, then what Miriam wants, and believe that this is what Miriam wants, then he will be tempted to call Oni a fool. And Oni took a step quite close to what he said by asking Miriam why she wants a child. Safe. Yes, it feels safe. So now the man is saying that he has a feeling that Miriam has something going on somewhere, and she's using this as a distraction. That when they stir up a distraction, the only will not be able to focus on whatsoever it is that they are doing. He would think this is what they want when they are planning something else somewhere. The man said he has known Miriam so well that when Miriam is causing a distraction, he knows. And right now, he's telling the Oni that the Oni should be very, very careful. What Miriam is planning, it is far, 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 far from this whole taking IVF that she's talking of. Miriam is planning something big, and the Oni ought to look out for. Yes, when they say something about people, like now, if they say something this thing about Louis Naomi, we'll deny. If they say this thing about Elizabeth, we might be tempted to deny. Or people like Pedro, we will deny because these people are just silent. These people don't get issues, and they just do their thing. When they wake up and they hear that name, that I am still an Olori, they will just beat their chest and say, yes, you are good to go, you are good to go. But you see, the rest of the wives, we can't verge for them to that extent. So when they say something about them and we are finding it difficult to categorically say that, fit be true, go blame us, because Miriam has done things that aligned with what this man said. And if this man is saying now that Miriam is probably planning something, then Miriam will be planning something somewhere. Yes, when Miriam actually sent people the last time to go after Olori Naomi, where she herself, where was she? She sent people to come to Olori Naomi's apartment in Abuja so that they could cause a distraction there. And she herself was in Akure. Why was she doing in Akure? So now what happened was that the news in Abuja went viral, and Oni was more concerned about what was happening in Abuja because everybody thought Naomi was in Abuja when this woman was in Akure. It only went out of hand when Naomi told her, asked her to leave her apartment. So if only Naomi did not ask her to leave her apartment, nobody would have known that Miriam was there. So now it is beginning to be a proof to a very large extent that even Miriam asking for spend from the Oni, it is not exactly what she wants. She wants something else of which she will not say. And when she finally says, she has already what executed what she wants. My people, they say the end of a matter is better off, but when it comes to the honest wives, you cannot wait for the end of the matter. The end of the matter fit keep person. The end of the matter fit choke person. That is just the truth. When it comes to them, the end of the matter will be very, very brutal. It can kill, it can destroy. So speaking about Oni's wives, we all ought to be very, very careful. Yes, now that Miriam has come out to make a request, we should probably be expecting something else entirely, because Miriam is a whole weapon of her own. Miriam is capable of a million things. Miriam is capable of doing so many things. So when they speak about Miriam, we all ought to open our eyes wide and look very well. And we hope the owner is also looking very well, because we all know that his wives have come to a point of no return. They have come to that point where they have said to themselves that we are not stopping. And this we are not stopping has actually led them so much. It has led them to to an extent where they are fighting blindly, but they don't know. Yes, they are fighting so blind, but they don't know. And as it is right now, no, we don't even know which one is which. Yes, we don't know which one is which. Whether these women, they are fighting for a good cause, or they are fighting to destroy the palace, because every single thing they do only points at destroying the palace. It only points at the destruction of the palace, and they keep doing it day after day. So, my people, right now, let's wait and see how this whole thing gets to progress, because Miriam wanting a child, it is normal for a woman to want a child, but under the conditions which Miriam wants a child, it is safe to ask her, why do you want a child?